This tool was created for Washington Green Schools by Sustainable Business Consulting, a local partner and community supporter. Its purpose is to help schools calculate the potential environmental and financial benefits from sustainable projects completed at both the classroom and school level. This training video will help orient you with the capabilities of the tool, including who should use this tool, how to use this tool, tips on collecting data, and how to submit your results. We'll first take you through the tool to get familiar, then show you an example. We will go over additional information at the end. The tool includes an introduction, tabs for each impact category, a results summary, a conversion table, and a glossary. Let's start with the introduction tab. Here is where you'll find instructions on how to complete the tool and a place to enter general information about your school. This portion is very important for submitting your projects to Washington Green Schools. Below, you will also see the list of categories and their respective projects. Note that each category is organized into school-wide projects and classroom-specific projects. The individual category tabs are where you'll enter your information to calculate the savings from each project you complete. Next is the results summary. The collective benefit of all completed projects will be rolled up into one page and displayed here. The Conversion Factors tab shows you the emission factors and sources for all calculations and assumptions made within the tool. You won't need to use this tab, but it feeds the rest of the tool, and if you're curious, you can explore the calculations. The last tab is the glossary. In case there are words you aren't familiar with, we've included definitions in this tab. These words will be linked throughout the tool where appropriate. Now let's show you how the category tabs work. Each tab will begin with instructions, lead into data entry for both classroom and school-wide projects, and finish with the summary table. Classroom projects are located first, followed by school-wide projects. Both classroom and school projects have their own project ideas listed underneath them. Classroom projects refer specifically to the types of projects that can be carried out by small groups of students, rather than all students, but might have impacts for the whole school. For example, running an anti-idling campaign. If you don't see your project listed, first check the Introduction tab to see if your project may be listed under a different category. If you still cannot identify your project, please use the reserved project box just before the summary tables to enter your unique project information for that category. Keep in mind, not all tabs will have an open-ended project available, as some can be challenging to estimate impact. To enter data, you will only use the blue-colored boxes. The spreadsheet is locked and protected, so don't worry about accidentally changing a formula. Some blue cells have drop-down options. These will be identifiable by seeing the text "Select from the list." If you find yourself unsure of how to proceed, look to the left of the project and you will see a tip box with additional information on what data is needed, what estimations are available, and links to definitions. This is particularly useful for sections that ask for cost. If you have that data available, feel free to enter into the appropriate box. But if you don't have access to that data, leave the box blank and an automated estimate based on local averages will be used instead. To reset a project back to 0, select all the blue cells within the project, right-click, and choose Clear Contents, or press the Delete key. For cells with drop-down menus, you must click back to Select from the list. To the right of the data entry column, you will see the benefits of your project. This can be in the form of carbon emission savings, cost savings, or reductions in consumption. You will find both a Your Classroom Impact and a Your School Impact table. Your school impact next to your classroom projects represent the impact that your project could have if each classroom in your school implemented the same projects as you did. You can always see the summary of your impacts from the projects within this category at the bottom of the page. Simply scroll to the bottom for your results. You can also navigate to the Results Summary tab to see your cumulative impact of all projects completed. Now that we've run through the tool, let's see an example. I'm going to pretend to be a school. I'd open the tool, browse the introduction page, learn about the categories, how to submit results, how to enter data, and where to go to find assistance. Here in the blue box, I know that I need to submit my school's information, so I'll enter that now. Next, I'll see the project list below. Here's where I can find all available classroom and school projects. Now I know we've recently changed out our LED light bulbs, so I'll navigate to that. The link will take me to the energy page where I can scroll down to find my project. I need to choose which type of light bulb I had originally, but I'm not sure the definitions. I'll use the link to go to the glossary and look at the energy terms for different types of lighting. According to this, it looks like mine used to be halogen. Now I'll go back to the Energy tab and select halogen light bulbs from the drop-down list. Then I'll choose my light bulb wattage, which I know is 43 by looking at existing bulbs. I know that there are 20 light bulbs in my classroom and that 30 classrooms exist within my school. I could leave the cost of electricity box blank as the tool uses an average number in Washington State. However, I know mine, so I'll insert it here. Now I'll enter the project period for my records. Now that I've completed my data input, my classroom and school impact shows up on the right. I can also see my full summary impact of all energy projects down below in the summary area. I'm also aware that my school recently switched from virgin paper to recycled material paper. I'll navigate to the Waste and Recycling tab and scroll down to find that project. Here, I can enter the number of classrooms in my school, 30, and estimate how many pages are printed per week for each classroom, maybe using my own classroom as an example. I'll again enter the project period for my own records. The classroom and school impact shows up again next to my project. And I know I can scroll down to find the summary of my waste and recycling projects at the bottom of the tab. Now that I've completed 2 projects from 2 different categories, I'll use the Results Summary tab to see my total achieved impact. This page will auto-populate with your selected projects and show you this icon graph as well as a table. That's it for the tool. Now let's talk specifics. The tool is designed to be used by teachers, Green Team members, and students as an educational and engagement opportunity to further the collective efforts of our schools and show real benefits. The environmental benefits you'll find in this tool include greenhouse gas savings, energy savings, and water savings, among others. The projects are organized according to the 6 Washington Green School certification categories, which include energy, water, waste and recycling, healthy school buildings, transportation, and school grounds. You can choose any number of projects. They can all be under one category, or they can be spread across several of them. You may find that your project could fit under a number of different categories, so we have categorized them for you to make it easy. Make sure you check out the project list on the Introduction tab of the Carbon Calculator tool to find which category your specific project will be listed under. Collecting data can be difficult, so we've included some tips for you here. The most direct way to gather energy, water, or waste data is from utility bills or invoices. These will be handled either by facilities, finance, or by your school district. Simply put in a request for a copy of your utility bills and utilize the information listed. If you cannot access utility data from the above-mentioned sources, or if your specific data is outside of utility information, Engaging your students on an audit or survey to collect the data is a fun and easy way to get them involved. For example, a project may include counting the number of cars that turn off their engines while waiting to pick up children after school, or counting the number of students who brought their own lunch and snack to school in a reusable bag or packaging. Once you've completed your projects, submit your results to Washington Green Schools. To do so, please email info@waggreenschools.org. Double-check that you've filled out your school's information on the Introductions tab so we can attribute your impact. If you run into problems with the tool, please submit your issues to info@waggreenschools.org, and we'll find a way to assist you. Thank you for taking the time to implement a fun and sustainable project at your school. We look forward to sharing the impact you had and reporting back our collective results.